I believe right now, during this time of isolation and not being able to go to church due to the coronavirus, I really believe that God is trying to reveal to us the conditions of our relationship with Him. I believe many of us right now are realizing that our relationship with Him has been relying on our pastor's relationship with Christ, our family members' relationship with Christ, our friends' relationship with Christ. And we ourselves have not truly established our own relationship with Christ. When we need prayer, we are so quick to go to others to pray for us before we even pray for ourselves. And I think God is really trying to show us and ask us, where's our relationship? You trust and have faith in your pastor more than you do me. You trust and have faith in your favorite minister or your closest Christian friend or family member more than you trust in your own faith in me. And I think God is trying to really redirect some of us to truly establish that relationship for ourselves, to have our own relationship with Him. And not only that, to work on our relationship not only on Sundays and not only in the four walls of a church, not just the building, that we should be able to work on our relationship and spend time with Him outside of church. And this might be a bad comparison, but what comes to mind for me is those marriages that have really built their relationship around their kids. And now that they're empty nesters, or going to be empty nesters, they're wondering, like, what are we going to do now? They're looking at each other. They don't know how to love on each other. They don't know how to spend time together because all of their relationship has been built around their kids. And once they become empty nesters, they don't know how to have a relationship amongst themselves. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on with some of us in our relationship with Christ. Now that the four walls of the building that we call church is no longer open, we don't know what to do. We don't know how to spend time with God. We don't know how to let Him love on us and us love on Him and just spend that solitude with Him. And I think this is a time where we need to really start to dig deep and establish our own personal relationship with Christ. And at the same time, to not to remember the way the Bible lays out what a relationship with Christ looks like. It doesn't mean make up your own way. It just means to follow how Christ had His relationship with God. And you do that as an individual and not rely on family members and friends and pastors. And obviously we are to walk this together. So I'm not speaking against reaching out to someone when you need prayer or praying for others. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, first and foremost, you need to have your own relationship with Christ. And I make a distinction when I say Christ because we live in a world where there are so many gods. And there's only one true God, and that is Jesus Christ. And we have to not be ashamed to say that. We have to not be afraid to offend someone by saying that, because let's face it, someone is always going to be offended no matter what your opinion or your stance is. So just make it the right stance. And I just pray during this time that we are all, including myself, reevaluating our relationship with Christ and really starting to build that and spend that time with Him and really look at what it means to have your own relationship with Christ. Because it might not be right now that they're targeting the churches and telling them not to be open. It's everywhere. Everywhere is being targeted that gathers in numbers. But I believe there's going to be a time where it's going to crack more down directly at us Christians. And I think this is just a preview of what it's going to look like. So why not really get it right now?